All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Overshot, a paintball podcast. Before I get started with the guests I'm super excited for, of course, I got to tell you about the A1 from day one. Their Diazana Sports. They just picked up Seattle Thunder. And I know all of Patty Gleason stuff for Off the Leash is going to be on their website. So their website is diazanasports.com. And if you go there and shop, anything you buy, use code Overshot. When you check out, you'll get 10% off your order. And if you're looking to find a bag to put all the stuff you just bought in, that's cool. Head on over to volcanousa.com. They make those sweet backpacks that you see a couple people rocking. I have one. I have the camo one. I love it. Yeah. See, he's got one too. Check out the multicam, but you go to their website. It's volcanousa.com. All these will be in the show notes, but their code is overshot10 when you check out, and you'll get 10% off your whole order. But now that is over, I'm super juiced to talk to our guest, Christian Collins. The man doesn't need an introduction, man. Thank you for coming on the show, dude. I really appreciate it.
What's going on, man? Appreciate you having me on.
Dude, so I start off every podcast the same way. I love hearing how paintball found you. So what was your first time like? What was your first experience like? Where was it?
So it's almost like a two-part story. It's I could give you like the short version, I could give you the long version. It's kind of up to you.
Nothing but time, baby. Let's go for it.
All right. So kind of the long version. It's really not all that long. I don't know why. So when I was a kid, I remember I was probably in middle school or something like this.
Mm-hmm.
My older brother got a paintball gun, right? And his and like one of our neighbors, they also got one, So they went to the this neighborhood that was being built behind ours, and they played around. I didn't even get to go. I saw my brother with his gun. I was like, oh, that looks cool, whatever. But I was probably like I said, I was in middle school, probably 6th grade, 7th grade.
Right, you just heard about the aftermath.
Yeah, exactly. They come back and they're all just shot up, and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And then he got kind of big into it. He as big as into it as a kid who's not really going to play paintball could be. He had his own gun, had his own mask, whatever. And they were going up to the local field after that, and they were having a good time. But I wasn't allowed. I might have even been in elementary school because I don't think I was old enough yet to play. But comes out that he ends up going a lot, and one of our neighbors that he got a group of our neighbors to go with him. One of them, he ended up loving it. So he comes over to the house one day and he's like, turn on ESPN. Paintball's on ESPN right now. And so I started watching it, and I was like, that looks pretty cool, and I see Thomas Taylor just running around the field with his freaking mohawk. He's playing on excessive, and this guy looks awesome. He's going around shooting everybody, and I'm pretty sure Matty Marshall was still,
still around, yeah.
Was still, announcing it. I think Matty Marshall has just started announcing it. I don't really know.
Okay.
It's kind of a vague memory, but right. I just remember Thomas Taylor running around the field. This announcer is announcing, Thomas Taylor, the best player in the league or something like that. And, he's, one of the most aggressive snake players. And I was like, that was awesome, And
yeah.
So then after that, I got, probably a couple years later, I got Greg Hastings, the game. Still never played paintball before. Got the game. And I was like, I love the game. It was awesome. Greg Hastings, A1 on PS2.
Dude, I love that game.
Absolutely.
Loved that game.
Yeah. I got that game, and I loved it. And this whole time, I'm playing it, and I wanted at this time, when I got the video game, I was old enough to play. All right. But so I wanted to play. My parents didn't want me to play. My mom, my dad, yeah, you're not going to get a gun. You're not going to go play paintball, whatever. And I was super bummed, all the time. And then finally, my neighbors, they still had their guns. We go out one day to play, in the woods. We play in the woods, and I had a time of my life. I had a blast. And then after that, I think we played 1 or 2 times in the woods, and then after that, I was done, for a while. I'd still never been to a field and played. I'd still, kind of really never played paintball. So cut to a couple years past then. All right, which is 2017. I'm playing semi-pro football, and
Oh, holy shit, dude! I didn't know that. What team? Where?
Yeah, it was a team in Atlanta. It's called the Gwinnett Patriots. Um,
Okay,
but I was playing semi-pro football.
dude. What position? I
I was a
fucking love
tight end.
football.
Yeah, yeah. I was a tight end.
Oh,
And
dude, that's sick.
yeah, so I honestly I never really had a huge love for football though. Like
Uh-huh.
I always played it because I was good, and that's
Yeah.
just what I did. Um, but so playing football.
Bro, you have a tight end body, bro. You're fucking huge. You got big hands, bro. You just got those
Yeah.
bits up there just snagging balls, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Matty Marshall was calling me a tailback this weekend on the live stream. I'm a tight end, man.
Yeah.
Um, but so I'm playing and I'm at a game up in South Carolina, and this guy falls on me and breaks my leg. Right, my leg
Oh,
broken down by
man.
my ankle. So I'm sitting at home for what was it, 6 weeks, and
Yeah.
sitting at home on the couch, and I'm browsing through Facebook, and I come up on an ad on Facebook Marketplace for somebody selling an invert mini, a chrome invert mini with like the gun, tank, mask, everything.
Yeah, the whole
And
shebang.
I'm like, I've never played paintball, dude. I can get this thing, and it was like for $120, and I was like, oh yeah, no doubt, So I bought it. As soon as my leg was healed up, went out to the field and played for my first time, and I had an absolute blast, like playing at the field, and it was like my actual first time, playing paintball. So then after that, I played every single weekend.
Dude, awesome. What field was that?
It was at Wildfire Indoor Paintball in Atlanta. It's like the only indoor field in Georgia. And
Your
so
weather's pretty nice in there. You really don't need an indoor.
yeah, we don't need an indoor exactly, but it was 10 minutes away from my house, and
That's nice.
it was somewhat affordable, So I played Friday, Saturday, Sunday every single weekend for probably I don't know, 6 months, and absolutely loved it.
Yeah, you were straight hooked.
Yeah, exactly, and that's kind of just how I got into it.
Right. So, like, how did you find like your first team? Because it seems like you were talking about you really got into it in 2017. So you probably
Yeah, exactly.
you escalated quickly. So what was the first like? Did you seek them out? Did they seek you out? How did that whole thing go down?
So on with the story. I guess I can just go on with my story. So after playing at Wildfire for forever, I was like, I wonder what other fields are like, because Wildfire only has the one field indoors, so it's a super small field. It's not well lit. Well, it's pretty dim, and
What
it
indoor
gets
really
boring.
is? I mean,
Yeah. And so it gets boring. So I was like, I want to go see some other fields. So I go to one other field in Atlanta, and it was absolutely terrible. I had like the worst time of my life. My gun wasn't working, part of it, and then like the other parts of it, when I actually was playing, I just hated it so much. So I was just like, I'm never going there again. And after that, I went to Paintball Atlanta, which is Lane Wrights field.
right.
And went there, and like I show up, and I didn't have my wallet, So Lane's, I'm like going to pay, didn't have my wallet, and I finally realized it. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta go all the way back home, and I'm like an hour and a half away from home. And Lane's like, no, man, just pay me the next time that you come. And I'm like,
I heard he's like the best dude on planet Earth. I've never met him, but I've heard nothing but good things, dude.
If you've heard that, then you're talking to everybody that he likes. And if you haven't heard that, then you talk to kind of everybody else. Lane's like he's not everyone's cup of tea, but he's a really good guy. Like he's a really good guy. But he's just he ain't afraid of what you think of him or anything like that. He's gonna tell you the truth all the time.
I mean, Lane's been around the block. He's been playing ball forever, so he's really he's not here for your Facebook likes. Dude, he doesn't give a fuck.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. But if you're a good person and you're around Lane, then he's a good person to you, and you're gonna like each other. He's a hard man not to like if you're a good guy.
Right.
But so Lane's like, just pay me the next time that you come, and I'm like, you're crazy. Like I've never even been here before. I don't know you. What if I just never show up? And he's like, yeah, you'll be back. And so there's these guys going down to the airball field that they have out there, and I'm like, yo, can I go play with them? Like, are they a team? Like, whatever. He's like, yeah, just go ask them. I don't care if you play, So I go and play with them, and get on the airball field for my first time and just fell in love. Oh my god, it was so fun. Like I was just like, I get to shoot my gun this whole time, like
the whole time.
Yeah. So they started up doing Wednesday night paintball. And so when we first started doing that, it was there was a lot of people coming out. There was probably like 30, 40 people coming out every Wednesday. And then
That's
on the
awesome.
weekends too. Yeah. And so Gant McClellan and Lane Gant was running the Wednesday night things, and everybody was just going out there doing drills. But he and Lane kind of got to talking, and then eventually we're like, "Yo, let's just start up a team." And so they started that up, and it was called Team Extreme. And so it was all of us that were coming out on those Wednesdays and throughout the weekend. So we had probably, I think when we started, we probably had 35 guys that were going to be on Team Extreme. And it was just going to be this huge, basically we're going to try and set up a farm team for the Atlanta area.
Right. It's going to be a big program.
Exactly. And it was set up to be that, so when it first took off, I think we had D3, D4, and a kids team. But through the D3, D4, it was a lot of us, so
right.
We really could have had, four teams, 4 or 5 teams, But anyways, we're going on. We start up Team Extreme. And Gant was kind of big into playing mechanical, so
right.
We played a 10-man down in, what was it? Down in, I don't know. It was like, Charleston. Yeah, down in Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina.
Yeah. Called the Holy City 10-man. And yeah. And so that was my first tournament that I ever played in. And, oh my God, I had a blast. It was awesome. It was so much more fun than any football game that I'd ever played. And I played a lot of football in my life. I've played in stadiums. I played everywhere. But going to that one rinky-dink 10-man down in the middle of nowhere, kind of South Carolina, with all my buddies that I've been
grinding with
playing with for a couple months now. That was
right.
It was absolutely awesome,
dude. That's sick. So how did you guys do? I mean, your first tournament. I mean, most people's first tournament go pretty rough. So I'm not picturing this is gonna have a storybook ending.
Yeah. So we took 2 squads down there. The top squad, they ended up winning it. My squad that I played on, we barely missed the cut to make it out of prelims. And I think it was probably 15, 16 teams total. We may have come in, I don't know, ninth place. So we didn't do the worst. We didn't do the best, but,
you got to experience some victory though, for sure,
exactly.
Which is nice.
It was probably, I want to say, 80% of our team's first tournament, so
right.
For what we had, we did good. And that was really a testament to our team. We were set up, like we were stacked. Like we Lane was paying for our paint. We got free paint, for practice.
Nice.
And he wanted it like that because, number one, he had to deal with us. He pays for our paint. We come and rep at the field, so he makes his money back basically by not having to pay refs. But
right,
we got to practice as much as we wanted, and we had Gant Macellan coaching us. So he used to play for the Philly Americans. He, has been playing his whole life, and he's a really good player, and he's a really good teacher too.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with Gant, definitely type him into the Googles, look him up. Yeah. I mean, I bought a Meteor autococker just because of Gant's, and I watched him shooting it all the time. So, I mean, I like Gant a lot.
Kind of build some of those too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I kind of helped him build some of those.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, I got it. Hang on, I actually got it sitting right here.
Oh, hell yeah.
I got it sitting on the bed right here. I just had it out the other day. Hang on. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Dude, this thing shoots so good too. So good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they shoot them.
Anyway, so sorry to hijack your story, but yeah, so you did pretty good at your first tournament. You got Gant and everything, helping you out. So with that being said, so now your first tournament's over. What was the next kind of steps for you guys?
So after that, Team Extreme, we kind of stuck together, playing for, I want to say, it wasn't a long time. It was probably 6 more months. And then after that first tournament, it was probably 6 months after that first tournament to maybe 6 to 8 months after then, Gant ended up leaving. He had, personal stuff going on in life. So he ended up leaving the squad. And then after that, we kind of tried to stick around, but we didn't really have all that much organization.
Right. Rudderless ship. You didn't have the leader for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So we kind of ended up breaking up a little while later after that. Played a couple more tournaments here and there. But really, after Team Extreme broke up, I didn't have an X-Ball team anymore. We played, Team Extreme was my X-Ball, was my team. We played X-Ball and mechanical.
Right.
That was my squad. So I really didn't have an X-Ball team anymore. But as Team Extreme broke up, I had hopped on with the guys at Doc's Warriors.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were playing 10-man. I think my first event with them was what was it? Chicago ICPL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it probably was the first one, right? The very first ICPL.
Yeah. The very first ICPL. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice. And they did, if I'm not mistaken, you guys did good.
Yeah. We did. We didn't play good. We placed good, but we didn't play good.
Right. Those are two different things for sure.
Yeah, exactly. We got second place. I'm pretty sure we got second place at that one.
Dude, I think you did. I remember you guys doing well. I think you got second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, stuck around with those guys for a while. I love all the Docs guys. For sure. Lots of love for them. And then I think we did, what else did we do? Played ICC. We played terrible at ICC. I think I remember we got 52nd place. And then,
so not so hot.
Yeah, we did not do good. And then, wait, were you playing with GZ at that one?
Yeah.
You were playing with Gold, right?
Yeah, that was like Gold's like
fourth.
No, I was playing with the other team. I think we got 17th.
Oh, 17th. Well, still.
Yeah.
Y'all made it to the second day, right?
Yeah. We made it to the second part. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did not do good.
Hey, dude, winning is so hard, dude. It's so hard.
It is, especially at ICC when everybody's on their A game. You have to play, the best teams in the world. Really.
Yeah. That's why I always laugh when people are like, "Oh, it's like that lax 10-man atmosphere." I'm like, "Good, bro, because I'm coming for your fucking throat, dude."
Exactly.
So I hope you're lax and drinking beers, dude.
Yeah.
I'm coming for that trophy, dog.
Yeah, I've got a couple friends that tried that a couple weeks ago at this CFOA in South Carolina or North Carolina. It didn't go out too well for them.
Yeah. Hey, you just got to know what you're in for. You're either in to win or you're in there to have a good time.
Exactly.
You just got to make sure you decide what you're in for.
Exactly, for sure. And I think kind of everybody's main thing about 10-man is just, it's a whole bunch of old guys. Let's go drink, have a good time, and then beat up on these old guys. And maybe, when it first started coming back, when it first started making a comeback, 10-man was like that, but it ain't like that no more. 10-man is competitive. 10-man is something big.
Bro, and these old dudes will beat the shit out of you.
Oh, yeah, they will. If you play the Misfits, go play the Misfits. I don't think there's a single guy on that team younger than 40. Go play the Misfits. See how well that works out for you, especially if you're, drinking beers. Well,
dude, 100%.
The Misfits are drinking beers, but
and I know we'll get into it because we kind of just went off that. I know you played with Ground Zero and Will and stuff. Yeah, try practicing with Chris Cole, bro.
Oh my God, Cole is a character.
Oh, dude, Cole is like Lane, dude. A lot of people, he rubs some people the wrong way, but dude's fucking good at paintball. So if you can find out how to learn from him, dude, you can learn a lot.
Oh, for sure, dude. You should have seen him in Chicago this past year, ICPL Chicago. Oh my God, like I'm playing up front, and we're in the woods. I'm playing up front, and I'm on like one of the tapes, and like I look to my right, and Cole is running full speed through the woods, like full blast, just a man, just a full blown grown man. That dude
gives zero fucks.
Stab somebody.
Zero
like
fucks.
He was 20 years old.
Yeah. I forget what game it was, but it was at the finals at ICC one year. And there's like two guys left. And I know Mike Moore, like skinny fast. They always stick in the snake. And he's there like trying to shoot someone cross field. And Cole, boom, just passes him, bunkers out the last two guys. And Mike is like, what? And I'm like, bro, he just made you look slow, dog.
Yeah.
Cole just made
Yeah.
you look slow.
Cole can play some paintball for
Yeah,
sure.
he could play some paintball for sure. So
Yeah.
again, we just kind of hijacked the conversation, went our own way, but that's totally cool. That's what this is about. But so you're talking about Team Extreme kind of folding a little bit, Gant stepping away, no leader. You're losing your X-Ball team a little. You played with Doc Warriors. What's going on now?
I think after Docs, we played one more. We played ICPL. Oh yeah, we played ICPL Florida and won that. Yep. We won ICPL Florida, and I honestly I really had a really good event. That event, I was shooting like a lot of people up every game.
I was shooting like a lot of people.
It was a lot. It was. We have film on it, and I shot a lot of people.
Dude, that's always a good feeling. That's always good,
man. Yeah. But so at ICC though, Will came up to me and started talking to me, and he was like, "Hey man, what you doing for next year?"
Yeah. He just watched you kill it. Of course, he's trying to see what's up.
Yeah. And so he's like, what are you doing for next year? And I'm like, hey, what you got?
Yeah, you got a spot for me? What's up?
Yeah, and so come after the next ICPL, Archie hits me up. He's like, hey, we want you to play with us. We want you to come up here and play with GZ, whatever. And kind of there was going to be another Team Extreme thing that we were going to try and make happen. So at first I was like, I can't. If Team Extreme is going to be around, I'm going to be playing for them. That's my school.
I'm going to play with my dogs.
Yeah, exactly. And then like I went to one practice with Team Extreme that was supposed to be, and it's just I didn't see it being anything like what I had remembered. So I was like, kind of go with GZ.
Yeah, no, you saw that they weren't going to take it as serious as Ground Zero was, man.
Exactly. Plus Ground Zero had earned the pro spot too, and I definitely wanted to be playing pro in 10-man, as against the highest competition as I can,
Dude, to be the best, you got to beat the best. So you got to put yourself in that position.
Exactly. So yeah, started playing with the GZ guys. But yeah, I think we played. We got. We didn't do all too hot in the first ICPL. Well, we did. We played very well in the prelims. Made it out of.
Didn't you guys get fucked in the semis, if I remember correctly?
I don't think so. I think we kind of screwed ourselves. I'm pretty sure we screwed ourselves. We were playing against. I do remember we were playing against the Ironmen, right? And we were playing against the Ironmen on the hybrid field. And like we were up like a lot of bodies to them. And then it was like something went off in the Ironman that they were just going to not lose that game.
Yeah, they got some killers too, man.
Yeah, they got some absolute killers. And they've got heavy guns is what our problem was. So I make it to, I think I'm in their in the 50 snake or in the 50 sub, on the far end.
Right.
And just sitting behind, I remember I was sitting behind my bunker, like not showing a single bit of myself, and somehow get shot, from head on, like straight in the face. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Whatever. Look up, and like all of the rest of our team is walking off at the same time that I am. I'm like, what just happened?
Yeah.
But anyways, it's just
that's how the paintball goes sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
No, but Ironman's no joke. Like Weeze, like Dirk Gadberry, like a lot of those. Dude, the one thing about 10-man that like, I guess I don't know, like people understand, but bro, these guys shots are on point. They've been shooting a paintball gun for like legit 40 years. Sorry, guys, not to make fun of your age, but like, bro, so when they shoot, like that ball is going exactly where they mean for it to go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. But they had Jeremy Salm playing with the Ironmen at that event, right? Jeremy and some of the Outlaw guys were there. So me and Jeremy met in person there. And for those of everybody who doesn't know, Jeremy's the coach of the Outlaws.
Right. If you don't know Jeremy, I was gonna say, is this from supposed to make a joke about Jeremy hiding in the woods?
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's probably how I got shot in the face. I caught on to you now, Jeremy.
Yeah. No,
Um,
all joking aside, John Almeida it comes out soon.
yeah,
Yeah, Amadea.
I think it came
I
out
don't
today.
know. It comes out today.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
so
sniper thing.
yeah, the sniper thing that comes out today, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as you guys are listening to this, it'll be yesterday. So yeah, go to his thing, donate to his Patreon, and you can watch the Sniper in the Woods Jeremy Soms story. It's out now as you guys are listening, so go check it out. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
Christian, keep
No, yeah. Um, but yeah, me and Jeremy met there. I think we had talked once right before, right when I got on the GZ. I think he'd seen a little bit of kind of press about me, and he's like, he hits me up and he's like, hey, I run a pro team. I've been hearing a lot about you. I'd like to, meet and speak to you at the ICPL. I'm like, dope. So we
going.
meet
Yeah,
there.
fucking sweet, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly, right. So we meet there. Kind of becomes friends, and a couple months later, after that, they're having a Kentucky Invitational,
Mhm.
the Pro Invitational.
Right.
It was the only one that wasn't on streamed on Go Sports, but they're having that, and Jeremy needs refs, so he puts a post up on Facebook. He's like, yeah, all the refs, or yeah, he's like, I need refs for this Kentucky Invitational, and he's like, the refs will have a chance to play on the Friday before the event, and I'm like, I get to play against pro guys, I'm in, I'm down. I
Yeah.
don't care what I have to do, I'll be there.
There.
Yeah, exactly. Go up to that, and when I get up there, Jeremy's like, hey, I want you to play a couple spins with the Outlaws. I want you to run a couple points with our guys. I'm like,
Hell
dope. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, and just for our listeners, just so they understand, like you're driving up to go practice with the Outlaws. Like, how far is that? That's got to be what, 3, 4?
Nah, it's 10.
It's 10.
10
So
hours.
yeah. So everyone out there who thinks that they're trying hard and to get recognized, dude drove 10 hours to go ref to maybe get a spin. Anyway, continue.
Well, yeah, it was 7 hours to go ref.
Uh-huh.
10 hours to practice though.
Still, not no 30 minutes trip around the corner.
Yeah, not close by any means. But yeah, so go up there to ref that event. We're playing Friday, and I was doing decent. I didn't look like I didn't belong.
Right. You weren't getting embarrassed out there.
Exactly. Had a couple good run throughs, and that was pretty good. But so that was on Friday. But the Thursday, I got up there the night before, right? So that Thursday, I was staying with my buddy Corey Hicks. I met him that night, to ref. But we went out, and we went out with some of the Outlaw guys. I didn't know they were Outlaw guys. I had no idea they even knew how to play paintball.
There's the dudes over there.
Yeah, so we were all out having a good time, whatever. Ended up finally going home and meet up in the next morning. I'm like, yo, you guys.
Oh, hey, it's you guys.
Yeah. But, so fast forward from that, a couple months after the Kentucky thing, Jeremy hits me up and he's like, hey, we're having practice. I'd like to see if you could come out, see if you want to, or see if you'd be able to play with us, you get a job for me. I'm like, dope, where at? He's like, paintball place in Indiana. That's 10 hours away from me. So I'm like, I'll be there. There was no hesitation. I'm gonna be there. But
yeah, right, dude, this is your shot. You got to take it, man.
Exactly. Jeremy hits me up I think the day or 2 days before I get up there, and he's like, so what I'm gonna have you do, just as a heads up, you're playing one-on-ones against everybody on the team. I'm like, all right, that's fine.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So I get up there, and sure enough, I'm playing one-on-ones against everybody on the team.
Sure enough, he was not joking.
Yeah, he was not joking. No, I played one-on-ones against everybody on the team, probably at least 3 times through. So I probably played 30 one-on-ones that day, and I promise to God, if somebody was out there keeping score, I maybe won 3 of them. I didn't do good. I didn't do good at all. And then like the whole rest of the weekend, you know, we're practicing and I'm still not playing good.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm trying to make up and I'm trying to, you know, show that no, I don't suck that much, you know.
Right.
It didn't work
Meanwhile,
out.
you're doing that. The real pros, like the Fred Berkeleys, are just eating you up.
Exactly. Fred's out there just chewing me up. Jason Stapoulis just making a mockery out of me. Dave Weinrob, Haber was out there. Like everybody's just like, you know, just crapping on me, you know, the whole time. And
Right, dudes that have been in the scene for a minute, and I've gotten a taste of that level before.
Exactly. But you know, it was kind of. I think I kind of really brought most of it on to myself. You know, I was just uncomfortable playing out of my element, and you know, not playing well. So obviously, you know, I didn't make the team right then.
Yeah.
But Jeremy.
But it seemed like it was more of a mindset scene than anything. It seemed like you were just trying to like really show up, you know?
Mm-hmm, exactly. Jeremy's like, you know, obviously you didn't make the team, but if you want to come out to practice again, you know, you're welcome to come to practice anytime. And I'm like, well, I'll be there when's the next practice? 2 weeks? Yeah, I'll be there, you know? And so after every practice that they had since then, I showed up, you know, up.
Yes, dude, I fucking love it. You're so hungry. God damn, I love it, dude.
So, you know, every practice they have after then, I show up. And each practice, you know, I'm getting better and better, and I'm learning how to play at that level, at the pro level.
Yeah.
So finally, after a couple practices, you know, I think I called Jeremy on the way up there, and I'm like, "Hey, yeah, I'm probably going to do pretty good at practice this weekend." And he's like, "Yeah, why?" And I was like, you know, I just feel it. I'm pretty sure I understand how to play this right now. You know, go up there. And I did pretty good at practice. You know, I wasn't a standout, you know, superstar, amazing player, but I did pretty good, like especially compared to what I had been.
Right. So was it something that like clicked for you, like a mental thing, or like what was there something maybe that made you play better?
So it's a lot of mental things. It's a lot of mental of the mental game. And really, what it is kind of I get into my own head, and so just I psych myself out, or I psych myself, you know, too far up or too far down, or whatever. And I'm really I impression myself very easily. And finally, like I'm like, these guys aren't, you know, Superman. You know, like I can shoot these guys. Like there's nothing to it. It's just, you know, get out of my head. Stop thinking that this guy is just gonna blast you every time that you go out there and play. And I was really in my head. I was playing timid.
Yeah.
And you know, not like myself at all.
Right.
So
It's like that 300 thing when he throws a spear and Xerxes starts to bleed. And you go, see, he's a man. He bleeds, dude. Anyone could get shot. I don't care how good they think they are. Anyone can get shot, you know?
Exactly. And so finally, you know, I'm driving up there and like I kind of got it into my head that I was going to play pretty well, you know, and I did play pretty well. And so Jeremy, I think they had what was it? The Ohio Invitational.
Yeah, the one at Level Up.
Yeah. And I was thinking that, you know, maybe I'll make the team for this one. Didn't make the team, you know, didn't make the squad to go to the Invitational. And then another kid that they brought on, Marky Franz, he did make the team. You know, he showed up for his tryout. Jeremy gave him a tryout, you know. He'd been hearing a lot about him. Gave him a tryout. He played pretty awesome at his tryout too. And he made the team. I didn't. I got to drive, you know, even after I played, you know, somewhat better. So I got to drive, you know, 10 hours back to Atlanta and still not on the team. You know, like, you know, this sucks. But like it motivated me more. You know, I got to get better. You know,
dude, that's beautiful, dude. Because like, so like I'm lucky enough to spoken to a couple people now, and one of the things I see a lot of the guys I speak to is, bro, they don't give up. Bro, when it was really tough and it would have been easy to give up, they're like, fuck no, dude, I'm fucking gonna do this.
Oh, absolutely.
I love to like everything you're telling me, dude. I'm juiced up on the inside here when you talk, because like, bro, it makes me so happy to see like people that like I know and stuff that are just like not soft and that are gonna go after and fucking get it, and like, you know, how flash forward to the end, like, dude, you get your chance and it's just fucking so great. But so keep going, keep telling the people how awesome you are.
Yeah, how awesome I'm not. it's so it motivated me more, and really I've been like ever since then. Really, honestly, ever since that weekend, I've just been watching film and just trying to figure out, what are the mistakes in my game that I can improve on, and such and such and such and such. And so finally, I think I went to enough practices to where I made it onto the squad for Virginia, the Virginia Invitational, and
Right.
get out there. And I don't think I played bad at that one either. I think I was just another player on the Outlaws.
Right. No, I watch all this stuff obviously. So I
Yeah,
remember watch because I remember knowing you got picked up by the squad. So of course I
yeah,
watched, and it was like, yeah, I mean, were you out there lighting those fields on fire? No, but dude, you looked like you belong. Like you look like you
yeah,
belong. You're like,
yeah,
this is where I belong. I'm not no fucking D2 fucking dude. Like this is where I belong.
exactly. And so that was kind of that was I think it was good for me,
Mm-hmm.
um, just because when I've been playing, most of the time when I've been playing, I've been one of the standout players. Like on whatever team that I go on, I'll be, the front guy, the fast front guy, or whatever, whatever, whatever. Um, and just being another player on the Outlaws, oh my God, like it's kind of just it's weird. It's you know, you're playing pro paintball and you're doing something that everybody wants to do, but you know, being a player, so no coding it, no sugarcoating it. Being a normal player on one of the worst pro teams in the league, what does that get you? What have
Yeah.
you really done? And really, still, I don't think I've improved nearly enough to be anything other than just a normal player on the Outlaws. I've gotten a little bit better since Virginia, but it's been a short time since Virginia. You know what I mean?
Dude, in the grand scheme of things, it's been like no time.
Yeah, exactly. So I really, honestly, haven't really improved. But what really got me super, super fired up, like just I'm going to get better at this game. I'm going to get as good as I absolutely can at this game. Was making the team to go to Cup. I played. I was on the team for Cup. I was on Trade My Gun Outlaws for Cup,
Mm.
and I was benched. I played 2 points. I played 2 points, and I got shot off the break on both of them. I took probably 9 steps on the pro field. Um,
Oh,
yeah, and
man,
yeah, it was not good. And like I said, I'm used to being, one of the
the
guys.
guy.
Yeah, one of the guys that plays every single point, um, and only comes off when I need a break. And this is not just through paintball. This is through everything in life. I played football. I played hockey. I played, baseball. Ran track. Everything.
Yeah,
Like,
you're a super athletic dude, bro.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. I've never been benched. I
Mhm.
got benched for Cup, and I was like, oh my God, no way am I ever not playing again. So finally, my idiot self, I'm like, what can I do to get better? And I'm like, because I don't have any higher divisional teams anywhere local to me.
Yeah.
Everything that's a higher divisional team to me is at least a 4 or 5 hour drive to practice, and after Cup, nobody's practicing,
Hmm.
or at least not until just about right now this time, getting ready
Right.
for the season to start. So since then, I finally started doing drills and running drills and making it a big aspect of what I do to try and get better. But until this next event, I'm either going to be running drills or getting practice as much as I can, with whoever I can. Before this before this past weekend, I was going to every single tryout that I could. Every single tryout that I could actually find. I went to a couple of tryouts for some of the divisional teams that are local to me. Just
Mhm.
trying to play against anybody who's going to try and be better at the sport. Not just going out and playing against rec ballers at whatever mom and pop field or whatever field that we have local to us. And you know I'm trying to get better as best as I can. It's just you know
It's tough, dude. But
Yeah,
it
it's
seems like you
tough.
got the right mindset, dude. The way you approach it, like you're not going to the field to just like have fun. Like
Mhm.
last weekend, I went to play. I played a big game where I could have went to drills because I wanted to go have fun. But if
Mhm.
you're really trying to get better, you need to do that with other people that are trying to do the same thing. You know,
Exactly.
if you
Yeah.
go, even if it's X ball, if you go do drills with the team that's just there to have fun, they're not there with like you are.
Hmm. Yeah, and I have to give a huge shout out to everybody that I've been running drills with, the Aaron Rios, William Newberry. This is a kid. Oh my God, this kid. He's he's 14 years old. He plays on Team USA.
Hmm.
But oh my God, the amount of drive that you have in this kid, and he's a respectful kid. Like he's probably in Atlanta. He's probably everyone's favorite paintball player. If you talk to anybody in the Atlanta area, Will Newberry is gonna be their favorite player.
Yeah,
He's that kind of kid. Um, so he
infectious
drives
personality. Everybody loves them.
exactly. He's got so much drive. Like if you go to our local field, Nitro Paintball, uh, unfortunately they closed down. But if you went to Nitro and you were there Saturday or Sunday, you're going to see Will. He's going to be the first person there. He's going to be running drills or playing points until you leave. And then after you leave, he's going to be the last person there at the field. And it's him and his dad that are always there. Um, his dad kind of coaches him, shows him
Mhm.
what he needs to be doing as best as he can. But Will's awesome. Sorry, I kind of went off on my own thing right there. Give Will
Dude,
a
no,
shout
dude,
out.
this is your show, dude. No. And I've
Yeah.
seen Will Newberry and like on like Instagram and Facebook and stuff
Mhm.
like that for Team USA, so I know he's out
Yeah.
there killing it.
Yes, that kid is
But
awesome.
someone you brought up at Rios, so I guess we'll
Yeah.
go to what you're going to be doing this year because I know this is a pretty like fairly new announcement. Is you're going to be playing with the Saberwolves for the
I'm gonna be
upcoming
playing with
next
the
season.
Saberwolves. Yes.
So what's that? What does that mean? What does that mean to you, man? And
So
maybe
it means a lot.
what what events are they planning to do this year? Like, what's their first event on the calendar for
Um,
Saberwolves?
I think so far our first event is gonna be Tiki's paintball. I think
Okay.
that Tiki's is gonna have a 10-man event. So I think that's gonna be our first event for this season. But to your early question, like it means a whole lot to me to be playing with the Saberwolves. When I first started, before I ever played a tournament, Lane held a 10-man at PBA at Paintball Atlanta.
Yep.
It was the
I remember
Southern.
Ground Zero was there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was the Southern 10-man Open, and so Rios was playing on Team Extreme with me at the time. So was our buddy Elliot. Elliot,
Elrod, hell yeah.
yeah, Elliot and Rios are like best friends. Um, so they were both playing on Team Extreme with me. Also, Gant was playing on the Saberwolves. Uh, so when we were at the event, that's who I was hanging out with most of the time. Um, and that was like my first ever experience with tournament paintball. So just about every event since then, especially every mechanical event, they've always been at the event. And that's
Mhm.
who I hang out with. Like if you ever came up and walked and talked with me or saw me at a 10-man event, I was more than likely going to be in the Saberwolves pit. I
Yeah,
love
chilling
those.
with the Wolves.
Hmm?
Yeah, I said, yeah, chilling with the Wolves.
Yeah, exactly. I love those guys.
Yeah, dude, they're super nice. Justin, all those dudes.
Yes, yes,
Elliot.
exactly.
Elliot was like, dude, shout out to Elliot because, like, I always like to shout out to people that were on this really early. Elliot was like episode 9. Like, he came on the show when I had no idea what the fuck I was doing or how to talk to people. So I
Yeah.
really, Elliot's my dude.
Yeah, he's my boy, man. Um, him, Rios, like everybody on the Wolves,
Yeah.
Fajardo, the Adcock brothers, um, just everybody out there. Like I love them. They're honestly, you see it all the time on Facebook that every time that the Saberwolves make a post on anything, they're always talking about family. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it honestly, like since I've been here, or since even before I got here to the Saberwolves, they were like family to me. I love those guys.
Yeah, no, all of them super
Mhm.
cool, super cool.
Yeah, but
And
yeah, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, so like, do they have like formal team practices or anything like that,
No,
or like how is it? No, it's just like,
no.
hey, who can go to the event?
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of our thing for the Wolves. It's kind of a thing for the Wolves. They don't practice.
Hmm.
Maybe this year we're probably going to do a little bit more practicing. I don't know. Um,
Hmm.
but it's really there's a lot of guys on the roster. There's
Yeah.
guys from, and we're not all in the same in the same area. You know, you've got us three, me, Rios, and Elliot down here, or there's a couple of us. There's a couple more of us actually, down here in Atlanta. You've got a couple of us in Atlanta. You've got a couple of us in Tennessee. You've got Justin over there in Louisiana.
Right.
Swanson's up in Chicago. We've got guys literally all scattered all throughout the country. You know, so it's really hard to get us all together to
get
do
a
a practice. And it's been like that for years. You know, so I've been talking to the guys. You know, so I know it's been like that for a couple of years. It's hard for them to get together to do a practice, but what we do instead of that is play events, you know. And so we play. If you watched, if you paid attention to the Saberwolves at all, you know, was it last year, 2 years ago, they were playing MESPAs like every other weekend. It was like,
oh yeah,
all the time. They were playing a MESPA 5-man event, or they were playing some other event, you know, in the middle of nowhere, or some other event somewhere. And then finally they'll go to the major. They'll always be at the major 10-man events. But they play so many events that it kind of makes up for it.
Right, they play so many events. Like they do all the NXL Mounds events too, and all the mechanical stuff at NXL there. I mean, they're always out there balling and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So one more thing I definitely wanted to ask you before that we part ways is that so you get to learn from Jeremy some. What one thing you can definitely pass on to our listeners that you thought maybe jumped your paintball game the most? You know, what was like maybe the best piece of advice he gave you?
So, oh man, that's a hard one. So Jeremy isn't, especially at practice, you know, he's not an advice giver. He's kind of okay. But one thing you will learn with playing with Jeremy is how to gunfight. You have to be a gunfighter to play on Jeremy's team. You have to know how to shoot somebody actually with your gun to play with him. Doesn't matter how you do it. Doesn't matter how you look when you do it. Whatever it is, he doesn't care. As long if you hold your gun backwards and you can shoot somebody, you know.
Right. All that matters is that it's kill one.
Yeah, kill one. But yeah, you know, past that, it's kind of Jeremy's not all the huge advice giver. It's really more of a. You really have to, when you're playing with Jeremy, it's kind of you have to learn for yourself, and then ask him what he thinks, and then he'll kind of guide you in the right direction, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So like he's not going to volunteer it per se, because I mean, I'd have to imagine too. He's dealing. I know he has a divisional team too, so he's got probably a lot of players. He can't really go seek out each player and give them a roadmap on how to be great, you know. But if you ask him a question, he'll definitely more than sit down and explain to you what you need to do.
Exactly. And me and Jeremy talk a lot, like a lot. We talk at least, you know, 2 times a week, you know, for hours on end. And, you know, through that, I kind of pick up a lot on that through, through our conversations, you know, so I'm actually.
Right. It's like a conversation osmosis. You try to just kind of absorb like knowledge through the words that are coming out of his mouth, if that makes sense.
Exactly. You know, and so when it comes time to be at an event or to be somewhere, really, he doesn't have time to, when you're at an event, he doesn't have time to tell you what you're doing wrong, or not to tell you what you're doing wrong, but to coach you on how to get better. It's kind of, he's got to tell you what you've been doing wrong. And if you ain't fixing it, well, there's another guy who's going to fix it for you, you know, and he's going to show you how it's done. You know what I mean?
No, 100%. Like, the next man up kind of thing. Like, you know, if you're not doing your job good enough, dude, I'll find somebody that can, you know?
Exactly. And he does a good job of that. He's always got somebody that he's looking at. Jeremy's never going to not have some kind of idea on the next guy that he wants to bring through the camp.
I mean, unfortunately, it's how you have to be. Like,
oh, exactly.
Dude, with the top teams poaching the best players from the lower ranked teams like that, like he's got to be one step ahead.
Exactly. And really, I think it's a good thing for the team and for the players, you know, for the team as a whole and for the players individually, because the team, if you've always got the best guy playing, and you've always got guys who are hungry on the team, you know, trying to do better, the team's just going to play better. But also Fred and for Jason Stapula and for the Dave Weinrobs and everybody else on the squad, they know that they've got, this guy that's coming for their spot. They know that they have to keep on themselves, or otherwise if they start slacking, the next guy's going to be there. And that guy who wants to be there, he knows where he wants to be, so he's always going to go forwards for it.
But dude, I think that's a good thing, man. I mean,
oh yeah, for sure.
I see the other side of that fence too. Like, I don't mean you were both into football and stuff like that. So a lot of people say if you have a good backup quarterback, it's too much pressure on the starter and blah, 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 blah. Right. I'm with you, man. Like, let's all be great. Like, help me be better,
Exactly. Yeah. And, it's that competition's there, but, at the end of the day, we're a team, we're like I said in a post earlier, I said we were a band of brothers, really. And we kind of are, at every practice, at every event, we always do something as a team. We'll go to dinner, we'll go out to play archery tag or something like that. Oh my God, the story's
dude. So you've done that?
Oh my God,
dude, how much fun was it? It looks fun.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Oh my God, I could go in so we went as a team. We get there and we're getting briefed on what our rules are, just like a paintball orientation. They tell you what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do, whatever. We're all just like, let me just go shoot this guy. So the guy picks up a bow and arrow and shoots it at the wall. And when this arrow hits the wall, all of us are like, oh my God, it makes the biggest sound that we've ever heard. Just boom, and all of us are like, I'm not getting shot by this thing. We're all essentially professional paintball players getting shot by guns that shoot projectiles at 200 miles an hour, almost 300 feet per second. And we see this one freaking pillow-tipped arrow hit a wall, and we're like, no, I'm not shooting, or I'm not getting shot by that thing. And,
who's the first guy to bunker somebody with the bow and arrow?
God, Gabe Melching that night was just going off. We all, the guy says go, we all run and grab our arrows and then just run immediately back to as far as we can get away from each other.
Yeah.
And then everybody starts shooting the arrows, and we see that these things aren't going to actually kill you if you get shot with one. Right. So immediately after we figure that out, Gabe Melching picks up his freaking arrow and goes and gets as close as he possibly can to Jeremy and knocks him right in the side of the head. Oh my God. And Jeremy's pissed, so we all start running around bunkering each other, having a good time. And then finally, at one point, the guy who's putting it all on, he's like, all right, so now everybody team up on Jeremy. And right about this point, Jeremy had enough of archery tag, because he looks up and there's 7 of us pointing at him with these freaking arrows, just ready, full drawn, ready to just mess him up, and so the guy says Jeremy's name, and we're just boom, all at one time. He gets shot in the gut, he gets shot in the butt, and he bends over and has his head down, and I shoot him dead square on the top of the head. He turns his back to me, and I shoot him again, from 5 feet away, just extremely close. He's not having a good time.
He's like, why did I think of this?
Yeah, exactly. And I think he quit. I think he probably quit right after that. And the rest of us just ran around for the whole rest of the time that we had in there, just shooting each other, and had the absolute time of our lives. It was amazing.
Dude, so what kind of bunkers did they have? Was it
air bunkers? Yeah, they had air bunkers. Almost like our fields, almost like a paintball field. The room was super tiny, but it kind of has to be. Those things are not accurate, especially with somebody who has no clue of how to shoot a bow and arrow.
Right, exactly. And they're going to be they're not going to force the act like paintballers. We'll go get it. Your normal person's probably going to hide in the back corner with the arrow.
Sure.
Wait for the person.
Sure. A normal person does not want to get shot by one of those arrows. They don't hurt, but they ain't comfortable neither. They're scary.
Right.
I was getting shot from 5 feet away from them, all night. but I was still scared of getting shot. I don't care how close you were, how close or far you were from me. I don't want you to shoot me with it. I think
Right.
one of these times it's gonna hurt. It's gonna go straight through me.
It's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Man, that's too funny. That's too funny. Though that's awesome team bonding. Because another thing, I'm a big firm believer in is like you got to be friends with the dude you're on a team with.
For sure.
Like you got to trust the dude. Like if your back corner guy says the wire's clear and you're over there hesitating, like, dude, you're fucking that up for the team. You got if he says the wire's clear, bro, you got to be fucking gone.
Exactly. You know, and I don't think I've played on a single team that I haven't been friends with just about everybody on. From Team Extreme and all the other, you know, fill-in teams that I've played in until right now with the Outlaws. And I don't think I'll ever play on a team with anybody that I don't think I could be friends with. It's not the same. You know, we're out there playing a game for literally nothing. Which kind of sucks, you know, when I tell people, you know, oh yeah, I play professional paintball. They're like, oh yeah, doesn't everybody play professional paintball? You know?
Or when I get, well, how much money do they make? It's like,
yeah, none.
None.
They're like, oh yeah, do you get paid? You know, no. Do they pay?
No.
Yeah.
I got a couple free cases of paint. That's pretty much it.
Exactly. You know, but it's pretty cool to post it on Facebook and get a couple likes.
Yeah, right. But dude, like, I think most people that play paintball, like, obviously we're not doing it for the money, bro. It's to say we're the best, bro. It's the trophy. The trophy.
Yeah, exactly. It's the trophy and the story. Matty Marshall says it all the time, and it's really true. It's you play paintball for the stories.
100%.
And like I kind of like the fact of, you know, you get to travel. Yeah, I guess, you know, you go to a city and never see the city.
You see the hotel, the paintball field.
Yeah, see the hotel and the paintball field. But I mean, there's stories in between. It's like, you know, going to meet all the guys on GZ. You know, how do you explain Will Arroyo or Julian Malacheski to somebody who's never played paintball, or just to somebody in general? Like,
you can't.
Yeah, you can't. You know,
can't explain Will to somebody. Are you crazy?
Exactly. You know how hard it would be to try and explain Will. It's hard to explain Archie. Archie's probably the most normal guy on that team, and it's hard to explain Archie to a normal person.
He's got to use hard R's when you talk.
Archie.
Archie.
Man.
Dude, Kirsten, thank you so much for being so gracious with your time, dude. I really appreciate it. But there is one more thing I definitely want to talk about. As I saw before we started talking, you're going to be doing the Ultimate Shootout. So how excited you are for that? If there's anything special you got going on with your training to help you prepare for that.
The Ultimate Shootout is going to be. I'm super excited for that. It's just really, I'm still kind of in shock right now of making it. It was like Matty Marshall called me earlier today while I'm at work, and like
guys, I think I got to take this.
Yeah. Like I see his name pop up on my phone because I gave it to him a little while ago, but still, like, seeing his name pop up on my phone, and like he picks up and it's Matty Marshall's voice, and he's like, Christian Collins, you know, and I'm like, oh,
yeah, that's me.
That's me. You meant to call here. But you know, talk to him, and it's you know, he calls me and tells me who I might be playing against, and it's like, oh my god, like this actually happened, and like,
don't say anything you're not supposed to say. Don't get in trouble on the show.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but like I'm like, oh, you know, this is actually happening. Like, oh, you know.
Yeah, dude, that's so sick, dude.
You know, so I'm 3 years into this paintball. I picked up a freaking paintball gun, you know, 4 years ago. I'm playing against guys who've been shooting them for, you know, their whole lives.
Yeah, man.
But you know, as for the training aspect, it's just kind of running drills. Probably gonna focus on a whole lot of one-on-ones. Hopefully, get some of my friends to help me out with that.
Target practice.
Yeah, probably force Rios to come shoot at me for a little while.
Dude, that guy's got an insanely fast trigger finger.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen
ridiculous. Oh my god, it's ridiculous. Like it still amazes me how fast that guy can actually, like, Rios can actually pull a trigger on one of those paintball guns. It doesn't sound like it's real.
I watched him when he was like doing when they did like the fastest finger thing the one time they did that in Florida.
Yeah.
I watched him with that, and then I mean, if you're not on the internet, you haven't seen this. The video of the ref, like, dude, you're fucking cheating, and the guy's like, it's a mechanical gun,
Exactly.
is hysterical.
Yeah. But so, like, I could understand where the ref's coming from. Like, if you hear Rios, like, if anybody hasn't heard Rios shoot a gun, it literally sounds like, you know, when you're running out of CO2 on a on a Tipman, you know, it's just you know.
That dude, those guns are so good too. Like, not to take anything from Rios, like he has a really fast finger, but my brother got one of those, and yeah, he had some issues getting it and blah blah blah. I'm not going to go into that, but he had to wait like 7 months for him to get it. He finally got it. Mm-hmm. We're at this big game, you know, we're actually fucking the other team up, we're like dead boxing them, and he's like, I'm just going to see how fucking fast I can shoot this thing. And I was like, I mean, it's the shockers, dude. Those things shoot so goddamn fast,
ridiculously fast. And then speaking of fast shooting guns, Will shooting an EMEC. Will can shoot an EMEC like it's an electric gun.
Yeah,
Will can shoot an EMEC. I would not be surprised if Will was getting that EMEC to, you know, 12, 13 balls a second. Like, he can. So he cheats.
Yeah,
he does the double trigger. Yeah, inside the.
I can't do that, dude. My hands are too big. I gotta assume you're the same way, right?
Yeah. I got some meat balls on me, dude. I cannot.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I got fucking bear claws for hands because I play with like a younger kid who's like only like 15, and he can do that because he's got these like tiny fingers. He's gets fingers. And I'm watching him, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck, man?
Yeah. And when you're playing mechanical, like, it's a huge advantage. I was playing an event over at the farm. This field up in Tennessee.
Yeah, dude, I want to go. I want to go so bad.
Yeah, they have a good field out there. Well, like, there's this guy, you know, he's one guy. He's the one guy out there at the entire 10-man event that can do the double trigger.
Mm-hmm.
And like, everybody starts shooting, and then you hear him shoot, and you're like, that guy's using an electric gun. You know, there's no way. You know, it's not fair. And then you got to play against him, and it's completely legal. You know, so. You're playing against him, and it's just so much paint is coming back at you. And you can shoot, you know, I can shoot decently fast, you know, for somebody shooting a mechanical gun.
Yeah.
Not compared to this guy.
Right.
I think,
dude,
beat though.
Dude, the mechanical stuff is so crazy.
It is.
So,
awesome.
Dude, again, thank you so much for being so gracious with your time, coming on the show, talking. I really appreciate it. I know I said this before off air, but definitely after the first event, dude, I got to have you back to come tell us some more. But before I get out, I always love, if you have it, give anyone like a shout out that you want to shout out that's maybe helped you get somewhere. Like, now is the time to give them some love, man.
Okay. Yeah. Dude, there's a lot of people. There's a whole lot of people. I'd forget way too many people. Like, definitely, I got to give a shout out to Lane Wright, Gant Macellan, Lane for just teaching me all of his paintball knowledge and all of his stories. And he's just a good friend. Gant for teaching me actually how to play, you know, somewhat this game of paintball. Aaron Rios, you know, Elliot, you know, they've always supported me. You know, they've supported me, and they've been, you know, two of my best friends, you know, all the way throughout this. And kind of anybody else who's ever, you know, helped me in this sport. Everybody, really, I want to thank everybody that I've really met in paintball. You know, everybody's been I don't think I've ever met somebody that I don't like playing paintball. Everybody that I've played paintball with or against, you know, I could hang out with that person, and I love this community for that. And it's one of the things that keeps me sticking around here and not going out to do anything else with all of my time.
Yeah, no, like, paintball jumps you in, bro. Once you start playing, like, I think I talked to 2 people that don't play paintball. Other than that, every single person that I'm friends with plays ball.
They play paintball, and it's kind of getting like that for me now. I'm starting to venture away from all of my normal non-paintball friends, and I'm sticking with all my paintball friends.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's not that, like, dude, is this how it is? Dude, like, the things that interest you, like, that's what you focus all your time. And it's not that, like, I don't love my friends that, like, you know, I play bass, so I have friends that I play music with, and it's nothing against it that I don't like. I love those guys, but I'm also trying to be pretty good at this paintball thing, and that takes up a
Yeah.
lot of my time. In order to do that, I need to be with other people that are trying to do the same thing, man.
Exactly. That's also, I actually am pretty happy for the Ultimate Shootout thing, because when that comes out, I'll be able to show all my non-paintball friends, like, hey, this is kind of,
Yeah.
what I do, and you'll be able to see me the whole time, and you can actually, tune in and watch this thing. That's going to be good to show everybody who doesn't play paintball, all my friends who don't play paintball, kind of what I do.
No, dude, you're so right, because like it takes away like the team aspect. Like
Yeah,
even in football, like great plays happen, but it's still like a team aspect, and the
exactly.
completion would happen without the offensive line and et cetera, et cetera.
Mhm.
Dude, one-on-one, there's none of that shit. It's me versus you.
Yeah, exactly. And you're the focal point,
Mhm.
and everybody gets to watch that. So that's pretty cool.
Right, and that's what I think about the one-on-ones are great to capture too, because
Mhm.
that's the difference from paintball and other sports, like in football, basketball, etc. Baseball, the ball is the focal point, so they just have to
Mhm.
follow the ball, you'd be good. Paintball doesn't have that. There's 10,000 balls coming out per match, so
Yeah,
at least in one-on-one, the focal point could be the player.
exactly. Hmm. Yeah, and Go Sports does a really good job of getting a whole lot of angles of everything. So at some points, you can even see the streams coming at people. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's gonna hate and say whatever on the internet. I mean, if you go on Facebook, it's a crazy place. But dude, Go Sports is doing things that,
Oh
dude,
yeah,
if Go Sports didn't exist, we wouldn't be able to watch paintball.
oh
So,
for sure.
like, dude,
For
they're
sure.
doing
What else
awesome
would there
things.
be? What
There'd
else
be
would there
nothing,
be?
right? There'd be nothing.
Exactly. People would try and put up their live streams, and I think the best live stream that I've seen is my boy Sean Snell.
Oh
Sean
yeah,
Snail,
yeah, yeah.
Too Funky, or it's
Yeah,
actually Funky Snail.
Funky Snail.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Snail. The P is silent. But he does a great live stream.
Yeah.
But it's nothing compared to. It's just nothing compared to what Go Sports does. They give you completely different angles. They give you a sky cam. Who's giving you a sky cam in paintball?
Right,
Yeah,
dude.
Go
Nobody.
Sports has it done.
Like, I understand the technical aspect too. The things that I go into putting on a live broadcast with no
Mhm.
interruption, and like
Yeah,
think about their stream never drops, bro. They're not
Never
trying
drop.
to run
It's professional.
something off. Yeah, no 3G internet or some bullshit. Like their shit is
Mhm.
professional.
Exactly. And it's like, so that's going to be amazing for paintball. But I also, here's something that people probably won't like. Tom Cole. Tom Cole's doing a great job. Tom
Dude,
Cole's doing
yeah,
amazing.
if Tom Cole was not putting on an event, and you could say whatever you want about this, that, or the other
Yeah,
thing, there wouldn't be a pro paintball series if it wasn't for Tom
exactly.
Cole. He's the one
Exactly.
that's doing it.
And he's continuously trying to improve it. He's continuously trying to make it better. Tom Cole came up to me at Cup. We'd spoken before, we knew each other. But he came up to me at Cup and he's like, "Hey, how how did your semi-pro league compare to my league? What can I do to make my league, better, or stuff like
Right.
that." Unfortunately, I didn't have anything to give him because my semi-pro league did not run really very well. It was not the best.
Yeah. Plus,
And
not to mention, I'm sure Tom has literally heard everything and anything.
yeah, yeah. But it's I love that aspect of, or that thing about Tom is he's always trying to improve the league, and he's not opposed to going and asking anybody for their opinion on what he does, what he needs to do to get better.
Right. And like, again, I've seen so many people like hate on like the new format or this, that, the other thing, but dude, he's
Yeah,
trying something new, dude.
exactly. Yeah, he's trying to market what you love to do, and get people who have no idea what you do to actually want to watch it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah.
And he's doing something different. Like if he would have
Mhm.
rolled out the same format that it's been the last couple of years with the 5 majors and blah blah blah, everyone could
Mhm.
complain like, "Oh, you're not doing anything different, but you expect it to be better." Well, guess what?
Yeah.
Now he is. He's trying to do something different. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I just hate the hate. I see so much hate
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, and it's kind of that's how the internet is, but you hate
Yes.
to see it, but that's how it is.
And yeah, unfortunately, hey, you hate to see it, but that is indeed how it is, man. Dude, Christian, again, dude, thank you so much for coming on, dude. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks for having me on.
Dude, no problem. We wish you luck in everything with the Saberwolves, with Trade My Gun.
Mhm.
Again, I hope to have you back. We'll do event recap, man. And to all the listeners, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy, guys.